Good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of Storm Report Live. We are presented by the Pharmacy in Bennington and Manchester, GC Tractor, Bennington Rescue Squad, Kingsbred, and Ramontos North Adams. Today I have on me with me today is Jason Proffitt. He is a new wide receiver for the team. He's brand new, so we thought we'd take a second to kind of get him introduced to some of you guys out there. So, hey Jason, what's up? How you doing?
Hey Coach, how you doing, man? Doing good.
Good. So I figured we'd get right into it. So first things first, where did you grow up?
I grew up in, actually I was born in Logan, West Virginia, way back in 1980. Let me just let it be known, 1980. Moved out of there in 85, moved to Hudson, New York, and grew up there all my life.
Nice. It's funny as we do these things, you find out that so many people are from so many different areas, and it kind of fits what we do in a sense of, we're almost like the tri-state storm at this point. So it's kind of interesting to see where everybody's coming from. Where did the love of the game of football come from?
Well, growing up, like where I lived, and like we had our street in the front, and in the back there was an alley. And like growing up, you always had your neighborhood kids grow up. So like one of the neighborhood kids' father would come home from work like around 4:00 every day, and the first thing he would do was go upstairs, he would shower, he would grab the football, go out, and we would just go out into the backyard. And then like he would just not in the backyard, but in that back alley, and we would just play, depending on how many of it, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, 2-on-2, and we would just like I would run, just fly from one end of the alley to the other. So comes to me. Just like that's where it all started. Then I got pop. That's
it's always the what age did you start doing that?
That was probably like around 9, 10.
Yep. Yeah, that's about when I kind of remember getting really involved in it. So you started, obviously, as you said, playing football around 9 or 10. But when did you really start playing like organized football?
Pop Warner.
Pop Warner.
Warner after that. Yep.
When you started to play, was there a player that inspired you to play?
At the time, it was Art Monk, because I had became a Redskins fan out of a fluke. My mom had bought a jacket. It's a long story. I'll never know it, but Art Monk at the time was the receiver that I liked.
Sure, it's always funny how your allegiance, you have a bunch of different reasons or ways you end up liking a football team. Sometimes it's football as a t-shirt.
Irving, and it's like,
yep,
was my guy.
Yeah, absolutely. When you first started playing football, what position did you play? Did you start out as a receiver, or did you kind of have to find your way there?
It started out receiver.
Yep.
It was wide receiver from the gate, number 88.
There you go. Now, was there did you ever have to play anywhere else, or you been primarily in that position pretty much your whole career?
High school, as I came up in high school, I ended up being like a third-string quarterback for my high school team. I ended up playing in the game for like 2 quarters and had a few snaps, stuff like that. But never anything extensive. It was always the wide receiver role, and then I was dual, so I played defense too. I moved from corner to safety. Safety really where everything I really clicked at. I did my thing as wide receiver, but safety, I don't know, for some reason was just something that me easy.
Yeah, no, it's always interesting to see how time goes on and where you end up playing. Sometimes it's out of necessity, and other times it's out of just how I want to play. So it's always interesting to see how it all kind of comes together. Growing up through your high school days and so on, was there a coach or a player that you really looked up to and try to, they'll say, push you along the way?
There was a coach. He was actually my baseball coach. In my Babe Ruth league when I was in my teen years, and he was like a father figure to me as well. But like he really inspired me to like really like take it there, because he was the one coach that was always just telling me like, you can do it, you can be anything you want to be, put the work in and do it.
Now, do you find that you kind of needed that, or is it just kind of helped you take it to the next step?
I had it because the mindset, because I also, like, at the time, basketball was my sport, and I swore up and down I was the next Michael Jordan, and like I did hustle, work hard, and play for that. And then, in high school, I my knee, I had knee surgery, and that kind of turned the tide for everything as far as mentally and stuff like that. But I had that drive in me. I wanted, because my mom was a single mom. She was working hard, and in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna be drafted. My mom's gonna be there hugging me, and she's never gonna have to work it.
Yeah, it's always nice to have somebody in your corner along the way, and you kind of be lost without it. I understand you played high school football. When you left high school, did you ever have any hopes or dreams of playing after high school, or did you just kind of feel like that was the end of the road?
Well, I had plans to, and then, like I said, in my senior year, I got injured playing basketball. I had tore my meniscus, and I missed like half my basketball season. I missed baseball season, so it kind of like I went to college, but mentally, I didn't feel like I would be the same, and I didn't have like anything that would like make me know that you can do this, like that. I need just that little push to be like, no, just because you're injured doesn't mean it's done for you. You can get or stuff like that. So I just went to college, and I just did college things.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I mean, look at college is a weird time in your life, at least from what I remember. It's like you feel like you accomplished something, and you kind of went on to college because you felt like you had to do it. Sometimes, at least for me, it was just okay. I'm here, but I never really fully invested in it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like more school again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Playing sports, it kind of like. Because, when you're in school, it's like when you're in high school, you're playing sports, and school's like, I'm going to school. I got to do my homework, but I know I got to practice after school.
That's right. Yep. Kind of that 100%.
Yep.
During your high school years, was there a game or a play that you look back at? You always look back to and say, man, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. Football, I do remember a game where I had like 3 interceptions. And I don't know, it was a home game. It was a home game before homecoming. So like I think that's kind of why it stands out, because homecoming game I didn't really shine as much as I wanted to. But I remember because it was the game before, and I did run one back almost 100 yards. It was like a 95-yard return. Took a lot of effort to get there and do it. So even more so like remembering that was just like moments of like hurrah moments.
Now, how many years of experience do you have playing outside of high school, like the semi-professional years? How many years do you have under your belt, roughly?
This will be my
couple years.
Yep.
So you're this will be your first season with this new team. Going through from the end of your last season to this season, what kind of led you to come into this team?
Well, I kind of wanted to go somewhere where I knew I would get a real opportunity and not be looked at because of my age or anything like that. Like, look at what he can do. If I know if I can do it, then the people that are watching will put me in the right places, and I'll know that there was somebody better, not because of allegiances or because they trust somebody else more than they would trust me or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, early on, I mean, I know we've done very limited. We've had very limited time together, as a group, or even close to being in the group, based on the restrictions that we have. But it feels like there's a lot of opportunity across the board everywhere. So it'd be very interesting to see how this all kind of comes together, this summer. So, what would you consider a successful 2020 season?
Chip.
Yeah.
Chip or bust.
Yeah, no, pretty much, man. I think, yeah, everybody that I've asked has pretty much come up with that answer. So it's funny, what a difference a year will make. This time last year, I don't think anybody's picking championship. Now it's like they have to do it. Like there's just no option.
Yeah, you get a little taste, and it's like you get there one game away, and it's like, wow, like okay, this is possible.
Yeah. It was a huge learning experience last year. I mean, we've been there before, but not at the way that we got there this time. So it was interesting. It was fun, but we got to get the job done this time. What are you looking forward to the most this upcoming season?
Just being out there with I would follow you guys. I followed you guys, watch your videos. There's just a different. I could just feel a different type of camaraderie with this team, and in practices, you could feel it. There's just this energy there with the guys that were on the team last year. And just you can tell just in a way, like just welcoming in us new guys. Like there was no issues. Like there was nothing. It was just like new family member. Let's go. Let's get this work.
No, I agree. It's special to watch. I mean, I've only been on one team, but I do know that the doors are always usually wide open and arms are always wide open and looking to, wrap your arms around people, make them welcome. So that's something I'm very proud of seeing. Being a new player on the team this year, what should your new teammates expect out of you?
Hard work and dedication, and always holding my fellow teammates accountable because I'm going to do the same thing. Hold me accountable, I'm gonna hold you accountable, and at the end of the day, fellas, we're just gonna be holding up a chip.
That's the name of the game, man. If we do put in the effort that we need to put in, I don't see any reason why we can't get there. Last question. As states start opening up and things are hopefully getting back to normal, is there one thing that you're looking forward to the most, getting back to your normal life, so to speak?
I'll be honest, Coach. I'm an introvert. This is normal for me. Being home, kicking it. I have everything I need in my space. The normalcy of just knowing that. Sundays will be a flag game. Saturdays will be a semi-pro game without any of that.
Right.
That would be the thing I'll probably be looking for. But everything going on, I'm in the house anyway.
Gotcha. Well, hey, man, I want to thank you for taking the time this evening, and it was good to get a chance to kind of chat and catch up, and we'll get ready to go.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Let's go.
That's all right. Thank you. We'll see you soon.